All right, let's talk Last Epoch and farming. A lot of people have been asking me a ton of questions about some of the builds that I've recently released. Majority of the questions have been like, hey, you've got some really cool items. How do I get them? Like, what's the trick? What's the catch? And one of the coolest things about Last Epoch is that it allows you to pretty much choose any item or any base type of item and pretty much just go hunt for it exclusively. And to me, that's one of the coolest features. If you watched my recent video a couple weeks ago about COF, then you know all about Circle of Fortune. If you're on Merchant's Guild, then you know to just go buy Merchant's Guild. But say you're the player that just wants to feel rewarded, you want to go out and hunt your own items, you want to search for everything, you really don't know the best way to do things. Well, step one is to push corruption, and we'll talk about that. And step two is to understand where items come from and how to do things. The first thing that I'm going to mention is as you push your corruption in a zone and get it higher and higher, you'll start to notice more and more loot drops at the end cache, and you'll just start to see more things. You'll have more rarity, you'll have more experience for favor. So pushing corruption is step one in trying to find a lot of what you're looking for. If you need help understanding corruption, or you need a whole video about how the best way to push corruption, please by all means let me know in the comments down below and I'll get that out to you. But the TLDR is kill the boss twice, or pretty much go in a straight line from the beginning, like either go down or go up or go left or go right. Go as far across as you can, kill the main boss of the timeline twice so that you get 2 eyes, kill the shade, reset, go again. But if you guys want a more in-depth, by all means let me know and I'll make that for you. So now that we understand corruption is good, the other thing is each monolith, when you go and you look on this end of time, each monolith itself has specific things. So for example, if we go to follow the outcast and we click on the monolith here, it says there are exclusive echo rewards. And I don't think a lot of people actually realize what this is or what this means. Essentially, it says that this timeline's echo can reward you or grant you set bows or quivers, or set and unique bows and quivers. So as I start working on this timeline and doing things, you'll see I can farm runes. If I go here, I can get rare maces, glyphs, rare amulets, but eventually you'll start to find nodes like this that reward a unique or set bow or quiver. And one of the other reasons why you push corruption is the more corruption that you have, the more likely these rare nodes are to show up. So if you know that you needed a bow or a quiver, you would farm and follow the outcast, assuming that you're not looking for a boss drop. So me personally, I figure out what character I'm gonna make. I look at the build, I start jotting down all the items, and I'll start to like plan my route around the monoliths. If I know, for example, that I need an item that drops off a boss, I'll go check. So a really good example is, you guys have seen that I've been playing Detonating Arrow. Detonating Arrow requires Frostbite Shackles and Last Steps of the Living. These both come off the boss in this timeline, the Blood, Frost, and Death. So I'll make note and I'll look it up on Last Epoch tools. I'll actually show you guys a couple of cool websites on how to do that. But essentially, I'll make note that Blood, Frost, and Death drops my gloves and my boots. I'll take a look down here. I see armors, so I know that it drops armors. I'll just write down and make a little note: Blood, Frost, and Death, boots, gloves, armor. And then I'll, keep going down my list. Then I'll see I need a ring and a belt. I'll mark the word shade. And then I need daggers. I'm like, oh my God, I need daggers. Where do the daggers come from? So I'll just like go scout around really quick and kind of take a look at the different monoliths. And I'll just kind of look. I don't have them all memorized yet. And I don't know. I have to double check. This one's hands. And I'll just go around and I'll take a look at all the different monoliths. We see this one says that it can grant us unique or set melee weapons, swords, axes, maces, daggers, or spears. So now I'll make note, ring or weapons, Reign of Dragons. So now I know I can farm my weapons in Reign of Dragons, my Shattered Chains and my Siphon of Anguish, Reign of Dragons, and then I can farm the boots, gloves, and armor in the other timeline. And you just go about and you look through all the things that you need. Now, I know you're going to say to me, well, how do I know where things come from? How do I find where things go? What's the best way to do this? And essentially, like, if you have Last Epoch tools or you have a planner with the build, you can actually click on all the different parts, and I'll include this link down below for you. You can actually click on all of the different items and it'll tell you where it comes from. So for example, Peak of the Mountain says the mountain, but the mountain beneath Lightless Arbor Dungeon. So I know my Peak of the Mountain comes from there. If I click on my weapons and I go to dagger and I look at my, whoops. Whoops. If I go to dagger and I click on my blasting knife and I scroll down, It says timeline set reign of dragons. So that's, you know, we can look up where things are coming from. And one of the coolest things about knowing that sometimes your weapon comes from a certain monolith or a certain dungeon, you can use other bits of information. So what I have for you here is I have a link to lastepoch.tunklab, and this website's actually been really cool. I found out about this the other day from you guys actually, and you guys directed me to this. I didn't know this, but according to this, if I click on dungeons, each dungeon also has a set loot table for the day. So if I know that I need to farm Peak of the Mountain from Lightless Arbor, I see that enemies are substantially will drop more glyphs, and I can click on Lightless Arbor and I can see all of the uniques that come out of Lightless Arbor, and I could see pretty much on what day and when certain things will drop. So if I'm hunting Exalted Rings, I know I can do that in 5 days. If I'm Exalted Relics, I can do that in 4 days. Tomorrow's going to be Exalted Amulets. And this works on every single dungeon. You can click on the dungeon, see what they drop, and just pretty much what they'll have additionally in them. And this is like really cool. You saw in Soulfire Bastion, I clicked back on accident. Floor 2 has different things. Floor 3 has different things. All the different enemies. And there's just a lot. And I mean, a lot of really good information that you can get. Same thing goes for the Jolra fight. You can come in here and see essentially what tier of dungeon will drop what. So if you're looking for something, you can actually like check if the dungeon has what you're looking for and strategically go target farm what you want. Now, one of the coolest things about COF is it's really easy for us to pretty much get a lot of the uniques and a lot of the uniques with LP, but we as COF players struggle with finding bases to put into our gear. Now that website and stuff, I'll link to you guys down below in the description. But if you're like me and say you're playing this build or you're just playing any build and you need to find exalted items, one thing that a lot of people aren't really talking about or really directing people to is to just go to the observatory. Like if you're playing COF, you can go hunt monoliths, of course, and you can go look at your monoliths and you can go look for things. But a lot of people really aren't taking advantage of Circle of Fortune in terms of exalted items. We always think Circle of Fortune and we always think that it's really good for hunting uniques. But if I were to say, go into the observatory and click on this lens, and if I was looking for rings to slam into my bases, it's really easy for me to come here and find rings. If I know I'm going to be hunting Lightless Arbor, you know, just being able to take these will be really, really, really good. Now, alongside, you know, understanding that prophecies are really good, this vendor here, when we click on the vendor, if I wanted just say more daggers, I can actually get a node that'll give me 20% chance to increase the find daggers. And other really cool things to note is there's this lens right here that says all prophecies, but they offer twice as many uses before expiring. And this one says that all prophecies will double. So note, if you're target farming anything, those two prophecies are really, really, really good. And I'm going to hide my face here for a minute and I'm going to show you guys. I recently was hunting daggers. And if I just take these off to show you, this one is the all rewards are doubled, and this one is twice as many, and this is more daggers. If I was hunting daggers and I put this in, you'll note that I have no daggers here. I'll re-roll and there's no daggers again. Now, if I put this in and I re-roll, please work. You'll see that we now have daggers, and I'm more likely, thanks to this, to be able to find daggers. Now, something that's really cool to note is this can be changed. This node right here, or this lens can be changed to pretty much anything that you're hunting. Now you'll see here, if I kill an arena champion, I will get 2 unique daggers. This is fulfilled 3 times. If I put this one in and it updates, you'll see that I'll get, I guess I have to re-roll for it to update. I should have just like picked anyone to show you as an example. I guess I have to re-roll. Where are my daggers? They're not working. This one now gives me 10 daggers, but we want to look at a unique dagger. There. So we get 2 daggers, 2 times death of the guy. If I take this out, we get 2 daggers, 2 times, so forth and so on. So we put these in. I guess visually it's not working, but it works. I promise you it works. So I'll actually show you. I'm going to take this. Let's make sure this is the only Jolver run that I have so that we can be sure. Oh, there. See? Nope, that's not it. We've already fulfilled that one time. Temporal Sanctum. There it is. 4 daggers. Is that it? No, it's the last one. There it is. It's 2 daggers 2 times, but it'll update. It'll update when we complete it. And you'll be able to like go in and farm. I would go do it now, but I'm just gonna get 1 billion daggers. Actually, maybe that's not a bad idea. Let's go do that really quick and let me show you. Okay, that took a little long. So you'll see right now we're in level 100 and we have prophecies. So we should get 2, 6, 2 plus 4 is 6, 10, 10 daggers, 10 daggers. 14 daggers. 14 daggers. All right, so we should get 14 daggers. All right. Dude, I never get so. All right, let's just grab the daggers and actually see what we got. We should have 14 daggers. And this is why I'm going to show you that this is way better than you think. Pretty sure we have a lot more than 14 daggers here. Is that a dagger? That's not a dagger. Any other daggers? Okay. So what do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We got 28 daggers. See? See? It's visual. It works. You get 28 daggers. 28 daggers. COF is busted. COF is so good. This is literally how you target farm. For anybody wondering and saying that it doesn't work, this is 100% of the time how you target farm whatever the hell it is you're looking for. Oh, so good, dude. So absolutely good. And you can see, look, these all have LP. These all doubled and have LP. These all have LP. These have 2 LP each. And then this one doesn't, unfortunate. But they all have like it's crazy, right? And then on top of that, look, ooh, that has 3 on it. Die. Oh my God, dude. That's so cool. But this is how you target farm, right? And this is the beauty and benefit of doing COF. COF just allows you to pick and choose and go get and farm whatever it is that you're looking for at any given moment. And I don't think a lot of people realize, like, if you understand these very basics of just being able to go get prophecies and be able to target what the prophecies do, you can pick and choose anything. And, you know, right now I had unique daggers. I am actually looking for LP3s and LP4s of these daggers. But if you need exalt bases, go back and click exalt. If you need a chest, go and click a chest. And then you get to do really cool things, like you get to take prophecies that target monoliths, and you can specifically choose the monolith that you're looking for to hunt the item that you're looking for. So you can like really, you know, kind of do whatever you want, and eventually with time, get everything that you need. The hardest and worst part, and I'll be straightforward and honest with you, is farming exalted bases. Exalted bases are a little bit of a pain in the butt, but if you're really looking for that unique to really tie together a build and to bring it all together, pick a monolith that you know will drop that piece of unique or that type of armor or weapon. Go get prophecies that work alongside of it and just go blast that monolith, raise your corruption, and go. If you're like me and you don't have the stuff that you need for a build, it is okay to play a build like this detonating arrow or to play something else and target farm what you're looking for. Me personally, I want to finish my Ignite Hammered In. I'm going to be using this guy to farm prophecies eventually to get stuff for the Ignite Hammered In. I know there's a few people that want to see it. And, you know, I'm just going to use a character that can farm really well. Old school Diablo 2 mentality. Click the Sork, teleport to what you need, kill Mephisto 100 times, get your Shaco or your Baron, your Jaw Rune, and reroll Enigma Hammered In. You know, nothing changes. The only thing that changes is understanding where to go to target farm what you're looking for. So if you found this video helpful or you were able to get something out of it, don't forget to leave a like, a comment. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you guys being here. If you have any questions about target farming or how to find things, or you're a little bit lost and confused, by all means, please leave a comment down below. Come stop by the Discord. We'll be more than happy to guide you and hold your hand and help you. But for now, friends, I'm going to get this video out to you guys. I'll see you all in the next one.